Welcome to Real World AIP, the YouTube channel dedicated to helping you implement the autoimmune protocol. I'm Stacy, and today I'm making no tomato salsa out of watermelon. It's not going to be like a sweet alternative salsa. It's going to taste like the salsa that is made with tomato. We're just using watermelon. Why not papaya? So way back, I tried to use watermelon to make tomato slices. You know, faux-matos. Fail. The texture was wrong. They just don't make good tomatoes. So I said to heck with it, and then I cooked it. And I was like, oh, okay. I could use it for salsa. You just have to cook it. Watermelon has to be cooked to get the right texture to do tomato-y things with. So the papaya won the faux-mato contest, but the watermelon made an awesome salsa. You might be worried it'll be too sweet or whatever, but we're gonna tame it down. We're gonna add some acid. We're gonna add salt. We're gonna add, onion, and it's gonna be salsa. It's gonna be good. First, I'm gonna just peel this. Don't throw away your rind. Do you know you can pickle watermelon? That's my patron exclusive video this month. So if you're a $2 patron and up, you will see that on Patreon. I'm gonna be doing pickled watermelon rind, or pickled anything really, pickles. But yeah, don't throw away the rind. Let's get in here. I'm actually using my good Sudoku knife, the knife that does math. Middle. Trying to figure out the best way to do this. There's probably a better way, but I'm gonna do it like this. Alright, and we have a ginormous bowl of watermelon. We do not need this much. You can double, triple the recipe. You can freeze this. You can, if you want to chop your watermelon up ahead of time and freeze it when you're ready to make your salsa, just pull it out of the freezer. You know, it's not going to make a good fruit salad anymore, but it'll make perfect salsa. So feel free to freeze it in portions and use it in the future to make more salsa. So we're going to use 20 ounces, which is 4 cups. So we're gonna put the 4 cups of watermelon in the pan. It doesn't really matter how you chop it because we're gonna kind of crush it up as we cook them. To this, we're going to add 1 1/4 teaspoons of salt. I like to use Himalayan pink salt. Now I have here 3/4 cup packed of minced onion. I'm gonna use most of this, but I'm gonna reserve like a couple tablespoons for the end because I like to have some fresh, uncooked onion in the salsa too. So I'll just like leave a little bit in there. This is the juice of 1 fresh lime, and it's just over 2 tablespoons. It's like 2 tablespoons plus a teaspoon is the perfect amount. This does require tamarind, which is usually my go-to magic turning, tomato flavor ingredient. That wasn't English, but I like the paste because it's just more convenient. This is not really a good recipe for the powdered. I'd say get the paste or use a fresh pod. And there's a video here where I'll show, I think it's that way, where I'll show you how I actually, get the tamarind out of the pod if you choose to go that route. And I'll link in the description to where you can pick some of this stuff up. Anyway, you need 1 teaspoon of this tamarind paste. You want to measure this. Don't leave any of the hard things in. They say it's just the paste, but there's always little hard things in there. You just gotta kind of feel around. And literally 1 teaspoon, because if you put too much, it's gonna be sour. But you don't want to leave it out either, because it really makes a difference. And then I'm just gonna put my cooktop on medium-high. And we're going to cook this down until it's reduced by about half. I'll time this. I'll let you know how long that took. It's been about 6.5 minutes. We still have some cooking down to do. I love how there's a couple like light little watermelon seeds in there. The little tiny ones. Kind of looks like tomato seeds. Alright, we're at the 20-minute mark. 19 minutes and 43 seconds. This is good. This is ready to remove that from the heat. It's the texture of the salsa. So at this point I want to stir in the rest of that onion that we reserved. And then I want to put 1 clove of minced garlic, 1 teaspoon of dry oregano, 1/4 cup fresh chives. Ideally you would have fresh cilantro on hand. I didn't, but I always keep herbs frozen in the freezer. This is 1/2 cup equivalent of fresh. So 1/2 cup fresh packed cilantro. Now would be the time to stir in your wasabi. You don't want to heat the wasabi because that will kill the heat. The magic amount that I find will actually give things a kick is about 1 tablespoon per 8 ounces. So this recipe makes just over 12 ounces. So if you're gonna make it spicy, I'd say 1.5 tablespoons of, make sure it's 100% freeze-dried wasabi, nothing else in there. I know it seems like an awful lot, but that's honestly what it takes if you want to have the kick to it. 1.5 tablespoons. Now all you gotta do is let this cool, which is easier said than done because it's really tempting to eat it all right now. It's chunky, it's got a kick to it. It has the perfect texture of a tomato salsa. It's even got little seeds from the watermelon that look like tomato seeds. Like, this is definitely one of my favorite recipes. You just have to try it. Make sure to put the wasabi in there. It really does make a big difference. Just wow. Make the salsa. Oh, and the first batch I made of this to make sure it was good, like the test batch, the batch that I invented it in, I brought some to Phil and he was like, this is great. He really liked it. Phil really loved it, and he can have normal salsa made with tomatoes, so that says a lot. Really, this is one of my top recipes. There you go. I hope you guys enjoy it. If you want to see how I turn the rinds into pickles, head on over to Patreon. $2 and up patrons get a monthly exclusive recipe, and if you sign up you get all the back recipes too. So there'll be watermelon hot sauce and pickled watermelon rinds, and you know, I've never had watermelon before. They're perfect, like, they're not sweet like the watermelon. They're the perfect thing to pickle. I'm excited about these. Please let me know if you make the salsa how you like it. Hope to see you soon, and until then, be healthy.